Oh, I did that in the wrong order. I hit the audio first before the video, so this is awkward.
Oh,
Whatever.
well, thank you for joining us tonight. It's been swell.
Tonight's sponsored by Dos Equis, most interesting beer mixed with the most interesting podcast.
Especially.
I thought you were gonna say it. Translate what I said in Spanish.
Dog, I don't.
Oh,
I
now
got
he's
backstage today. I
gun
feel-
shy. Now he's gun
I've
shy.
never been gun shy.
Cervezas de Dos Equis. Muy.
Cervezas y drogas.
Well, that's one way to go out. Let's go out in Espanol. Let's just do the whole podcast in Spanish.
Oh, that'd be bad.
El podcast de música.
We'll just ask how we're doing for an hour, just going back and forth. Bien, y tú, bien.
Hola, El Touchdowns and Tangents podcast. Me llamo Kenneth.
Nosotros en Hawthorne, California.
Fútbol de americano.
Yo es Deportes show.
And for all of you that we just offended, we're just having fun.
I know more Spanish than Pete, but you know,
Probably at the table.
see.
You know that kitchen Spanish.
Yeah, you do.
I learned it the grammar way, like
Hey, that paisa Spanish.
because I think my teacher was no, she wasn't Puerto Rican. She was a redhead, but she looked totally white, so she was like Colombian or some shit.
But yeah, man, shout out to the people joining us live on the air on the Good News
Oh no, she was
Sports app
Cuban.
and live on YouTube on the Good News Sports YouTube channel.
StreamYard. What's up? Salute to all y'all. Salute to everybody who came out to Joxer Dailies this past weekend.
Yeah, now you'll get to see all of our indigestion live on the air if you tap into the YouTube channel. So
Indeed. And yeah, shout out to my mom for pulling up and getting me wasted in between sets. And
that's how it should be.
like for real, like she really shot, like she shot multiple tequila shots with me. And I didn't think she was gonna do it, but I mean that's what happens when
Your
There's
mom
too
can
much-
hold her liquor more than you.
Yeah,
bro.
your mom probably
My
drank
mom
you under
did-
the
Your
table.
mom will drink you under the table. Oh God,
I know it too. That's why
and
I like.
smoke you under the table.
That's why do you think I didn't
You
say
got
that?
her. You
Why
got
do
her
you
on
gotta
the
say
eating.
anything?
You got her on the eating, maybe.
Nah,
Maybe.
she ate, and that's what I ate when I was a baby. So where did I get it from?
So
You
she
got
can
it from your
out eat you too.
When she's high, probably. If she's
And
not
she
when, not
could
when.
probably-
Like
she could
if
probably pull more bitches than you.
I mean, she is from West. She grew up in West Oakland, 10th and Wood. I mean, if you want to Google West Oakland in the '60s, you be my guess.
You gonna be real mad when she come home with some 19-year-old woke girl who trying to get in the wheel in like a year.
Hey,
And
dog,
you be like, God damn it, I spoke it into existence 5 years ago on Touchdowns and Tangents.
Pete did. Still, son.
But yeah, man, shout out to FBC Radio, shout out to X Squad affiliates, shout out to your favorite podcast app where you can find this podcast and all that other good housekeeping stuff.
Touchdownsandtangents.com. Yeah, again, shout out to everybody who came out. Joshua Daily is a Good News Sports Showcase. We opened up first. You know, that's kind of the fun thing about opening. Because like when I did stand up in college, I was like, all right, yeah, I did. Don't make that face, bitch.
Were you a slow delivery stand up or
I was killing that shit. I was like,
did you have people on the edge to see like get to the point?
nah, it's more like I hit you. It's more like I hit like, damn, he just shot somebody 5 seconds on stage. And then tell like,
Nah,
here's an
bro,
elaborate
be
story to
real.
make you
That
forget.
first stand-up you did, you rapping it, bro. Don't even lie.
That sundown joke was funny as fuck. Though.
Yeah.
No,
He
no,
had
no.
like 3 jokes and everyone had like
It was
5 minutes left. It was like, oh, all right.
Right.
Now what do I talk about?
Now we're gonna freestyle.
Those 3 quick
Look and
ones.
judge
But
everybody in the
I
crowd.
completely won the crowd over. And then, you know, I was like, all right, fuck it. I got this anecdotal story that just happened that I really want to tell. And when I get to the end of the story, I guess that'll be the punchline. But yeah, those days were fun. Like, kind of pretty much said, okay, I can go up here and just say whatever the fuck I want on stage in front of a group of people. And college are some of the hardest places to do stand up. That's why comedians hate doing those shows. And it's like just the dude who was running it.
So smart.
Everyone's a super
And everyone
fucking
looks so
social justice
good.
warrior and liberal.
But everybody's so offended nowadays. So
And
Yeah.
then-
It's hard to
weird.
joke. It's hard to joke to somebody in their face. It's just like
in general.
you might as well do like stand-up Zoom calls because you're not doing it to their face, and then
You-
it could be more funny there.
Yeah, it's like you pretty much would have to. It's almost like you have to make just a basic joke premise that everybody can get. It's like a water cooler. Like the funniest dude at work on the water cooler is thriving in the COVID era.
in Slack.
On definitely on Slack, he is murdering it on Slack. But like the funniest person at the water cooler, that person is fucking probably going TikTok famous based on his Zoom calls.
TikTok famous. This is some weird shit to me. Like TikTok famous. It's like
It's
Well,
on
because
YouTube.
it's like,
It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's like,
better.
oh, you have a bunch of fans, but you haven't made money. You just get a bunch of views on your TikTok.
yeah,
That's
it's
what
like your
TikTok
TikTok is specifically for the attention span of what people have right now. It's like what at the most
1.5 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. Like 1.5 seconds, but like what the
You know what's
longest video?
fucking crazy? TikTok resumes.
Yeah.
There's a hashtag TikTok resumes, and people are making
Twitter tweeted it.
TikToks that are their resumes, and I'm just like, this is either the dopest shit I've ever seen or the worst shit I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And you know
Because it's like people talking about what they've done, but like over video of like stuff like,
Yeah.
oh hey, I hosted this event and here's a picture of the venue and different stuff that happened at the event. So it's like it's kind of cool, but then it's like, fuck, this is really what we're gonna have to do for every job
Right.
now, like
Right.
like
Hi.
shit.
Make up memes and stuff. I'm being like that one guy. Like this is what I do.
you gotta dress it like in a periodical way too. Like,
Well, everything-
someone's gonna have to.
That's what I'm saying. Everything you're doing in that little 30-second clip is judged, which I guess a resume is pretty much the same thing, but it's just a fucking paper. This is like a fucking multimedia experience.
Conglomerate, like they should be paying you to give you.
You put a little fucking song over it, bro.
You
Like
should
what
be
song
paying
you
me
put
to-
over it?
It's
It's like-
trademark it and stuff.
It's like
Get
MySpace.
royalties.
It's like our
All my
era.
resumes are gonna have future songs on the back, and I'm gonna get hired by somebody just
It's-
because of
it's
that.
gonna be the mask off.
Like,
It's gonna be the
someone's
mask
do it.
off instrumental. Slowly.
Too soon.
Too soon. It's honestly though, it's like YouTube and like the greatest parts of
Another thing I dark tweeted
MySpace?
this week. Can we stop fucking like? Why do we have to explain what Twitch is in an article? People don't know what Twitch is still.
they really don't.
No.
Are you serious?
Again, it goes back to what I was about to say. So YouTube and like the best parts of MySpace of our era had a baby, and it's fucking TikTok.
No one's like Google, the leading search engine.
Think
Blah,
about
blah, blah.
think about
People
Twi-
are just like Google this.
think about Slack. What is Slack? Just a group chat.
Yeah.
That's it. With-
Okay, but
Rules and
Slack,
parameters.
I can understand because like if you're not a
Nah,
blue
bro.
collar
Sometimes I'll
worker-
be slacked out. If you have like
No,
if
but
there's,
like I
seven
can
different
understand.
Slacks, it's
I
like,
can
damn.
understand if you don't know what Slack is. Like it's not that mainstream. If you're not a blue collar, if you're not a white collar worker, you probably don't know what Slack is.
If you're not a gamer, you don't know what Twitch is.
But there's a fucking lot of people on
Nah,
Twitch,
bro.
bro.
There are, and they're mostly young people.
They just put out a stat and it was like 40% of their users are like 35 to 55.
Okay, and what year is this? 2021.
Yeah,
When did Twitch pop off?
like 10 years ago.
That's my point. It's a generational thing.
They grew up with it.
Every
Still
10
though.
years, somebody
Still
does
though,
not know
I
what the
just
hell
don't
is
know
going
at
on.
what point do you, as a company, do you get big enough that people don't have to explain what you are.
Video stores, Netflix.
But I'm just
Nobody
saying,
even
like,
says Hollywood videos or Blockbuster.
no. But what
anymore.
I'm saying is when you talk about Netflix, no one's like, hey, blah blah blah. Netflix, a streaming service over the
Conglomerate.
top. Blah blah blah. Like nobody says that. You know what the fuck Netflix is. So at
Yeah.
what point does your company get so big you don't have to explain what the fuck it is?
Dos Equis, touchdowns and tangents.
There's a lot of explaining to
We have a long ass bio, but it's like a work of art. It's like our memes.
I need to update that shit. That's updating that has been on my to-do list for a solid 2.5 years.
So we don't have to pay anybody. So we don't have to pay anybody
do. So I've got around
residuals.
to it.
No, I have like 50 alternate versions of it. I just haven't actually
So you're
decided
you're Dr. Dreing it.
which one. Yeah, basically.
You're fucking Dr.
Doctrine drain.
Perfect way to explain it.
I got the. But we're never hearing that album. We're never hitting detox. You're detoxing our podcast. And not in a good way. Boom. That's the title.
Well, so other news from the fourth wall, some somber news.
Play Boyz II Men End of the Road.
Oh,
You
please
should have queued
don't.
it up.
Please don't.
Where's the
did.
sad sound? We need a sad sound. The rain.
That is a sad sound.
That's a scary sound.
This sounds like the song Rain by SWV, and I fucking love that song. Yeah, you know. Just like you know what color turquoise we're talking about.
Yeah.
You know Rain by SWV.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
That song comes out, everybody's like, oh shit, why is it all of a sudden warm in here and I feel good?
That's something else.
But yeah, Eric is officially flying the coop.
Mm.
He's moving on to greener pastures.
He's graduating on to the next level. Because the term, what's the term for graduation? It starts with a C.
Promotion?
No, it starts with a C.
Convocation?
Convocate, not con. Is it convocation? No, it's not convocation. It's something else.
It's commencement.
There we go.
Commencement.
Commencement actually means the beginning. That's why people are confused. Like a graduation is like final. Commencement is like it's the beginning of something.
Hmm.
So this is a commencement of one Eric. A toast to you,
Cheers
sir.
to Eric.
Cheers, guys.
238, the last episode.
238. Cheers.
You put us on more New Mexico knowledge.
More than you ever would ever think in your
Ever.
life.
We connected over New Mexico
Before I got on
football.
this, you probably forgot that New Mexico was a state, and you probably thought you had to take your passport with you.
Honestly,
You gave us a reason to talk about the Bears.
I literally
A
was
little
like
too much sometimes.
Yeah, I was a stomp down champion for New Mexico.
You gave me a jumping buddy on making fun of Kenny for playing fantasy sports for free.
Which, by the way, I'm now in a paid group chat.
Good.
Wow.
I think I'm going to be in two or
Good.
three different leagues.
Wow.
Now, please tell me you put more than $5 into the league.
One's like 50.
All right, good.
Damn. You going for the fences on this one.
Thankfully, it's only 4 of us.
What?
Yeah. It was like
That's going to be hard.
You need to get in.
You guys are all going to have a
tell
stupid
you
stack
what.
team.
I'm probably gonna have a league. I'll give you a spot for $100. 12-man league.
But then if I lose $100,
That's
I'm going to be
deep.
upset.
12 man.
But
That's
it's
deep.
$100 for 3 months worth of fun.
I have credit card debt, fam.
You got $100, bro.
$100 for 3 months, and the
Today
winner
or
and the winner's-
Wednesday.
Put your money behind your greatness.
and you win $850.
He's buying his nails, folks. Radio folks. He's
Second
buying
place
his
$250,
nails.
and then third place you just get your money back
Oh shit! You get the money back.
if you get third.
I mean, I can win. I can be okay with third. I'd be pissed if I was
Okay, you sound
if
like
I
the
was
women's U.S. soccer team.
You sound pretty
Right.
sexist. You sound very sexist. And let's be honest.
All I'm saying
they
is,
weren't the same team as a couple years ago.
all
bro.
I'm saying is,
They're all
we've
washed
been
out.
dominating them for how long, and now
It's
after all this,
the end of the road. They can't let go. They belong to us. We belong.
I'm not
to
gonna
them.
be that guy. But
It's unnatural.
should I be that guy?
They don't.
I don't think this, but I know
You
there's
slobber,
people.
goddamn.
Sorry,
That was nasty.
definitely got to say it.
That was nasty. Ew. That was nasty. That's nastier. Whatever you're about to say, like that's nastier than how I was gonna wrap up the toast to Eric.
Wait, we're still in the toast for Eric, but
No,
yeah,
you gotta finish that part so we can get to the. No. You can't just leave this part unsaid.
that was the perfect sound. My elbow hit the cue.
Cleanse.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I mean,
SWV Rain. one of
should
the
they
greatest
spend
songs
less time focused on getting equal pay and more time working on their game?
Putting a dream on. Wow, that Pete Camarillo only speaks for itself when it comes to women's soccer and women's sports.
I'm not saying I feel
What a
that
heel
way.
turn you've
I'm
made
just saying.
in the 5 years of this podcast. Holy shit!
I'm not
And-
saying
and
I
for
feel
the
that way.
for those that we've just offended again, thank you for listening.
And don't say we because it was
The two
Pete.
people.
It wasn't me this time.
the
It
two
wasn't me
people
this
we
time.
offended.
It wasn't me this
Yeah.
time.
There's 2 of them out there.
But yeah, with that, man, Eric was here for the 200th episode, special part of that episode. So you'll forever be ingrained in this podcast history.
Our minds and hearts. And yeah, I was the only person who actually ever hit the table for New Mexico like that in our group chat, even though Andrew lived there. Apparently, Garrett Gilbert, 5-star QB who ended up going to Texas, he's from there. So, I knew my New Mexico history, but like you painted a nicer face on a somewhat bland, hot sidewalk of a state.
Yeah. I mean,
like there's a bushel on the back.
Unfortunately, there's accuracies to what he said.
New Mexico State was a person. It would be like Gardner Minshew with a really great shag.
Oh God, I hate State, by the way.
Minus the overall.
You were the one who grinded through listening to us for many hours.
Indeed.
That's not an easy task.
Putting audio files together. You weren't even looking for that audio clip. You found it because it was like, what the fuck did he just say?
Right.
Sometimes I'm using this one.
There were some lucks like that.
Yeah, man. Sometimes it's like re-listening to the shows, like reliving trauma. That's why sometimes I can't even go back and listen.
That like healed you. Like, why did this is like watching Avengers and you won. Like, why do I not feel safe like listening to this by myself? Like, why do I need other people to listen to this for me and tell me what they think?
Yeah.
Yeah, was that our new tagline?
You've been here even when I haven't been.
Yeah.
Yeah, your attendance record has been amazing. Unlike some people's like the past 2 years.
But like a year and a half.
COVID was like 2 years.
COVID feels like 2 years.
I only got the shot today, like 6 hours ago, and COVID felt like fucking 2 years. Like my JUCO experience didn't last as long as COVID. It's fucking ridiculous.
I'm very happy you got the shot, by the way.
I was like, Eric's gonna.
He was like, I'm only doing this because it's Eric's last show.
I appreciate it.
I couldn't go off the air, and then he's like, "Did Kenny ever get the fucking shot?" I had to let you know, like, nah.
Like, you better not got sick, that motherfucker.
I'm about to just call off the show. Like, hey, sorry, y'all, we're here, Eric. This might be it, but nah. We thank you, man. We love you. We appreciate you for everything you've done. Just like when we saw Izzy off. That's why I was like, I had to get you. I remember because I didn't sleep at all this week, and I saw some valerian root, and I remember your wise words. Hey, man, your valerian root, that should help you sleep really good. And also, I think the episode when you were giving advice about escrow, I remember the title, but that shit was legendary because all the titles make it legendary. But like a moment like that, like is a time capsule episode for me. Because me and Izzy were just sitting there looking at you in awe, and you were giving such like great old man advice.
I think
for someone who's not old.
I think for you, man, like this year and some change that you've been on here really is like a fucking time capsule. Because like your life like literally changed throughout the whole process. Like you started when you first fucking answered our Craigslist ad, like, hey, try and get back in the radio.
LinkedIn. I got you on LinkedIn.
He's like, I'm a professional.
I got one on LinkedIn.
Yeah. Whatever.
See, you can say that. He ain't no, like, we have to say LinkedIn. I got you on Twitch.
Yeah, but so and
Twitch
you were just like, hey, I just want to do something. It's COVID. I just want to get back to doing what I like, what I love. And let's see where it goes, blah, blah. And I just love football. And then from there to like fucking being laid off to like fucking getting a new job to getting another new job to getting a new house to getting a dog. Like it's been really great to see you grow. You know, it's been a really, I don't know, man. I'm just trying not to get emotional. But
He gonna cry.
I'm crying already.
Like for real, like.
But I mean, even beyond just like the serious stuff that Kenny's talking about, like I enjoy the more funny stuff that you've shared about your
life,
your drug and tool days.
Hard knives and
days of being
and flames,
doing drugs and being a tool.
I'm just complete delinquent.
Arizona bar.
You were sober for a bit.
Yeah,
this podcast.
Stop for a minute. Yeah,
we all bought
you went through a lot this past 15 months.
This last year. Jesus Christ,
you've been through a lot,
and we bought
I feel like I've known you for 10 years.
Exactly.
It's wild.
It's like, damn, hey, remember Uncle Eric?
But I think for us, it's good because it's like it's progress, you know, and it's like I've told you many times, like dreams come true. Like you're evidence of that. And now, moving in this next chapter, things are going to get crazy and they're still going to be uncertain like they always are. But I know you're going to push through it and, you're going to figure out a way to get back to doing this because, this is what you're good at and you're talented. And even if, it seems like you're going off the path again, don't let it happen.
Yeah.
And if that's anything that we could teach from you is like, we have millions of excuses not to come in here every week, million excuses not to do what we do. But, this is our time to do what we love. And, as you're moving on and doing all these things, other things, that you still find that time to do the thing that you love. Above all else. That's what I hope that you take away from this.
Yeah.
Even if this moves to the back burner or whatever, don't give up. Don't lose sight. Don't let it go. Even if you just do it on your own, fucking 4 a.m., cutting up mixtapes. I don't know, whatever the fuck audio people do. Just keep it on because that's really what this is about. It's about, yes, having your life, having your touchdowns, but also, finding the tangents that matter the most to you. So,
yeah.
Salute to you, man.
Thanks, man.
Cheers.
And the bonding over all our high school trauma. That's what sealed it. That was like, oh shit, I'm Iron Man.
Yeah.
That's what got me. Love you 3000.
Nice. Well, I appreciate it, guys. I mean, I'll be honest, guys. Since we've met, it's like you said, there's been so much that's happened in my life, and I really got to thank you guys for really allowing me to even like just come around because I think they're really kind of set this catalyst of like me being brave enough to actually put myself out there and take big risks. I was at a point in my life. I mean, of course, we're just going through the first shutdown.
Yeah.
Being in a rut with a job that I had for years and then being like so used to this job and comfortable with this job that's all I knew how to do. And then I forced myself to, make moves, any kind of move. And to say, oh, I can't do that because there's nothing there. I reached out to you guys like, well, what are we doing? It's like, well, we're just trying to do this thing. So you in? I'm like, let's do it. And, being in front of the microphones, having familiarity, having some stuff I knew and having a lot of things I did not know. And then nevertheless, to be able to come on here and have, the things that we do, just have fun, talk, joke with each other, give each other shit and watch some football.
Yeah, man. I forgot about that part of it too. Like before you couldn't even get on the mic really like that. Like, I mean, you could, but like you weren't comfortable like this. Like
No.
You were the scared puppy.
I was a scared puppy. I was scared to talk out loud.
Yeah, like you were just like, oh, hey, I'm Eric.
2 words. Hi.
Yeah.
From New Mexico, and I'm a bitch. Yes, we love Devin Hester.
Yeah.
We definitely also hate Rex Grossman.
Right. But just to say, just anything out there. And so, I've given you guys some advice and stuff that's happened in my life and stuff, but I really appreciate what you guys done. And what you guys done for me is really just opened up some doors for me and just in my life and my soul. And, the things that have happened to me this year is also thanks to you guys. And I really appreciate you bringing me in. Thank you so much. And I love you guys.
Love you too. Love you too, man. All right, with that, I guess we should talk about football.
So to kill the mood,
Masculinity now.
the Cowboys and the Steelers are playing tonight in the very first preseason
And
game
none
of
of
the
us watched
2021.
it.
Yeah.
Watching the Cowboys and Steelers in preseason football is
Did
literally
Dwayne Haskins throw a pick?
No,
my
it's like-
first question.
like literally watching these two exact teams in preseason. More the Steelers in preseason. Watching the Steelers in preseason is like watching the process of erectile dysfunction in real time.
That is a good way to put it, honestly.
Like imagine like when Kang got killed in like the fucking Loki thing and like the timeline sparked out and then like he felt Scarlet Witch becoming the true Scarlet Witch at the same exact time. Like that's still cooler than watching erectile dysfunction in real time. But I would rather watch both those two things concurrently, like with my eyes pried open like fucking a Clockwork Orange, than watch any amount of preseason Steelers football. Like the Steelers football in preseason look so ass. Like I feel like I should be out there in pads. Like, come on, bro.
Do they have a chance this season for the first place in their division?
7 games,
in their division?
To win 7 games, yeah. The defense has enough. The defense has enough. The offense is mid. Like the Cleveland Browns have a better offense than the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I can see all.
The Raiders have a better offense than the Pittsburgh Steelers. I can see.
They said Joe Burrow looks like ass.
That's because
they said like Joe Burrow looks like hot ass.
He said
they said like shaky. Joe Burrow looks worse than Dwayne Haskins.
They said his knee is shaky though.
Yeah, they said he's shaky about it.
More. I mean, shit, his offensive line is trash, but he got his favorite weapon out of college. You wanted a receiver when you needed Panay Sewell.
They said he went 5 of 13 in practice.
Well, I mean,
in practice with no rush.
Wait, with no rush,
and he threw a pick.
He got rust, bro. He sold his soul to go Tigers.
They said he didn't even look this bad, like at Ohio State. Yeah,
I mean, sometimes you shit the bed in life.
Sometimes I just hope he doesn't got the yips.
Sometimes you fart and then you really thought it was a fart. Hope he doesn't got the yips.
But yeah, Dwayne Haskins went 8 of 13 for 54 yards.
Progress.
Mason Rudolph went 6 of 9 for 64.
Of course, because it was probably one pass.
Backup QB controversy.
Yeah, Haskins is better. I would trust Haskins more because you already know that Mason Rudolph
and Ben might go down for sure.
Mason Rudolph ain't shit. He's gonna get you sacked and get you Deontay Johnson killed in the slot again.
He's gonna get Mason. He's gonna get a.
And the other story of the week that everyone was kind of talking about was Dak. I guess they were limiting him in practice, and he didn't even play in this game
because he doesn't need to.
He doesn't need to play in the game.
That's what I'm thinking too. But also, like,
give him one game before the preseason starts.
Yeah, I get it, but also he was out a whole year, pretty much.
Yeah. He still scored more touchdowns than Michael Thomas. I mean,
I guess the real question is, do you think the Cowboys can win the NFC East? Because that's the question everyone's been asking all fucking
NFC
week.
East is trash, but they can win.
Amari's hurt too, apparently.
On paper,
Amari's hurt too.
On paper, they're the best team by far.
They're always the best team on paper, though.
Yeah, but
how many times have we always?
Dak was on
what
the Redskins
season?
The Redskins can go 10-7.
I think the Skins are the best.
I'm sorry,
they're the WTFs.
The WTFs, yeah,
that's right.
They can go 10-7 and win the division. With Ryan Fitzpatrick,
they need a mascot or
a hard-nosed coach, and a bunch of receivers.
Yo, here's the thing: Ryan Fitzpatrick should be the mascot for the what the fuck.
Dude, that'd be fucking great.
He should be
the Washington Fitzpatricks. That would be awesome.
I'm a fucking genius.
And like,
I'm a fucking marketing journalism just genius over here.
The Washington
and you all heard
beards.
Yeah, I fuck with that.
I'm teeing you.
I fuck with that.
He would be the fucking Washington Lumberjacks.
He's a cheek too.
I mean, CSUN technically didn't have them there.
But I'm just saying he was
you guys got Reggie Bush off campus.
Ooh, what does that mean?
Oh, you don't have a Reggie Bush?
No, I'm just saying.
You guys got Reggie Bush off campus at CSUN. Before you pulled the tray and got out the car.
First of all, I'm not you guys.
See? Because you left. You pulled a Pete Carroll. See, son of a bitch. You pulled a Pete Carroll and left before.
Yeah, but more so by fate than anything else.
I mean,
it wasn't because
it's funny. The Seahawks are kind of religious organization between Pete Carroll and I don't know Russell Wilson. I'm seeing Pete Carroll, Russell Wilson, future vibes and how they connect to the Washington football team in your life, and it's on display right now. I just made like 6 connections that come out of no fucking where.
Anyways, yeah, man. But yeah, I'm down for the Fitzpatricks, Washington Fitzpatricks. They can't be any worse than the Wizards.
No.
That's actually kind of racist. You think about it. Wizards, black people playing for Wizards.
The Washington Orcs.
Oh.
Like that blackout words, dude, that I say you.
Dog, I'll be blacking out when some of the shit you send me. I put my phone down and walk away when you send me shit. Like I throw blessed oil at my phone when you send me shit. Like you don't look at none of the shit I send you, but I know you see it. But like when he sends me shit, I'm just like, and they think I'm the devil. I'm the guy who keeps the other bad guy from the door. Shout out to Matthew McConaughey and Lincoln Lawyer. I'm the guy who keep the bad monsters away from the door. But this is how you treat me. But yeah,
Next
that
topic.
was fucked up. Real though, no, but let's just investigate. Okay, so the Fitzpatricks, right, or the Lumberjacks,
I think the Fitzpatrick's has more of a
and then
thing to it.
the official like band of the team has to be Fitz and the Tantrums. I think that they're still together, right? Fitz and the Tantrums and Ryan Fitzpatrick just need to do a fucking tour together. They just let me be the manager, and we'll just play all the Washington football team home games. It makes all the sense in the world.
Oh, good thing you have this long ass charger.
Well, good thing you stretched and you're flexible and explosive, right? So you can not fuck my phone up.
Well, anyway, what's going on with Dallas? The ring of my phone?
Hell froze over, everybody. Before Detox came out, before my beard came in fully at the bottom.
His lightning bolts.
That hurt. That's hurtful. There's Raiders fans who have that. I mean, hey man, I'm a growing boy, all right? My mom's like, I hate your beard. I want you to cut it off. I'm like, so you just don't want me to send?
You got that high school beard, bro.
You don't want me to send to the levels.
High school beard.
Then when I lose all the weight, it's gonna look even better. I feel like for every 50 pounds I lose, I'll just get another layer of beard at the bottom. It's bad enough that the back of my neck looks like it's eating itself. Don't worry,
I got a funny joke for you off air.
You can't definitely say it on air because if you did, we'd have to fight. But yeah, like I already know the back of my neck is eating itself, so it's kind of like, I need this win. I need this. I'll mature and like hit the next pantheon of manhood, which is bragging about having a lot of facial hair. I want that. Like it's on my bucket list. I'm gonna be that old black dude on the porch cleaning a shotgun.
You're gonna be like Tom Brady getting shot out by Fournette. Shout out to my OG. Happy 100th year birthday.
Yeah, with the front.
Damn, Fournette just got all the jokes now, huh? Now he's finally being himself, or what?
I feel like that's what he always was. But he's like, oh, I can't be the man if I'm gonna actually be like a winner. I gotta be like my fullback in college.
Nah, I just think he's having fun. Like he doesn't have to be the man. So he's just like,
that's what I just said.
Oh, I actually get to play football.
Pete does this thing where he'll listen to you say something and repurpose it because he likes the way he said it better.
Nah, not really. That's not what that was.
That's kind of what you kind of just said what I said.
Nah, not really.
Without the emotion.
Nah, not really.
Adjacent.
No, because you said that he realized he needs to be the man to play football.
No,
I'm saying the opposite.
He realized to like be a winner, he can't be the man. He has to be like his fullback.
That's not what you said.
That's definitely what I said.
That's not what you said. That might have been what you intended to say.
That's what it came out as.
All right, we can check the tape.
I mean, Eric won't be here next week.
The eye in the sky don't lie.
He can like shoot us a text like, yeah, that time step. Yeah, Kim was right.
The eye in the sky does not lie.
There's one now.
Yes, sir. Shout out to you too.
Indeed.
No. All right, so my phone's dead, so I can't transition.
Fam, that's hilarious.
Well, Jimmy Johnson's going to Dallas ring off.
Oh, that's where that shit was in me and the beard thing. Oh yeah. So hell froze over and my
bro. We don't know your inside jokes when you write them on the fucking thing.
I didn't write them down. That was up here. I use that to like.
Even worse.
You don't know what's gonna come out of here.
No.
Never. Some bad sideburns.
That's not true. First off, you need a vaccine for your fucking follicles. For starters, your follicles are terminally ill.
Okay.
This is as far back. This is
right.
Like your hairline is retreating. I can see it in the middle, at the top.
All right.
At the top of the hill, the Cranston Hill.
I'm telling you, I got all the smoke for you out there.
It doesn't count if your brothers and sisters and your girlfriend helped you write the jokes. You know that, right? Because if I ask you who quoted the joke, you're like, oh shit. Who wrote that line?
Finish your joke that you've been teasing for 3 minutes already.
Hell froze over.
See how long this transition was? It's still not as long as Jimmy Johnson waiting to get put in the Cowboys Ring of Honor, which is officially over because Jerry Jones announced that he's going to put Jimmy Johnson in the Cowboys Ring of Honor after their like eon years worth of beef. So there you go. I'm a fucking genius.
And Kanye and Jay-Z are friends again.
No. Rihanna, Kanye, and Jay-Z are all billionaires. We're never getting another sound of audio from Rihanna.
You think he was all political?
Damn. Could be. Run this town.
You know, because like Jay-Z and Beyonce were at Hillary's not party, and you know, Kanye was a hardcore jumper.
That just sounds like a really dark alley down like a Brazzers.
Like, how long were they not
celebrity.
talking? 4.5 years.
I feel like it's also one of those things. I feel like it's also one of those things where it's
I
like,
see what he did there.
hey, you're back with who? After what she did? Like, really? You got kids with her now? Like,
She told everybody that she did it to you and you liked it. Are you still with her? You're back with her? Like, she took a picture of it and sent it to me as a postcard.
that's just like,
That's how bad y'all were beefing.
that's just like when your big bro's just like, he just like knows you're fucking up. But the more he tells you you're fucking up, the more you're going to do it.
Yeah.
So he's just like, I'm just going to go over here. You just go over there and do your thing. But I'm just glad. I mean, in theory, I'm glad it's over. I haven't listened to the album, so to be determined.
So you cared more about that than Jimmy Johnson being let into the Cowboys Hall of Fame?
Who cares about
Who's that?
Team Hall of Fames? Like, do you really care?
That's a good question.
Like, do you really care about
The
a
Raiders
Team Hall
do
of Fame?
because the NFL leaves all the good players out of them.
Yeah, the Raiders Hall of Fame is lit, though.
Probably the greatest partiers assembled of all time.
Oh, 100%.
Not one snitch in the group.
Cocaine.
Coca.
Everything.
Just win, baby.
Indeed.
Well,
But
anyway,
yeah. So
thinking about things that are falling apart. Carson Wentz again.
yes. See, this is what happens when I let somebody else get their intro off.
I just didn't understand the whole Quentin Nelson element of it. So
They
is
both
Quentin
had the
Nelson
same
getting
exact
that
injury.
surgery or not?
Yeah.
Because he posted today and he was like, fuck that.
I'm like,
So does that
surgery.
mean he's not getting surgery, or does that mean he got the surgery and he's not giving up on the season?
He's a tough SOB? He's probably not going to get sick.
I mean, he's
Offensive-
arguably the best lineman in the NFL.
If he was a tackle, he'd be the best lineman in the NFL. But because he's a guard,
He's a
You're
mean
never-
motherfucker.
you're never gonna classify a guard as more important than a tackle. Even though if you think about it, the guard is the next closest guy to the quarterback. But that's a whole nother topic of what's the most important position on the offensive line. Because people like to be like, oh, the centers don't have to do shit. They don't have to go block anybody. You can't play tackle. That's why you're playing center. It's pretty much a freebie position. Okay. So I'm gonna step out the way and let this 320-pound nose tackle who runs a 4.6 just fucking ram right into your guts. He's gonna hit you so hard, you're gonna get pregnant, and you're gonna push that football out of your body as long as some blood. So like, I'm gonna step out the way. I'm not even gonna tell you what front it is. So you're gonna throw a pick if you don't get killed. Because yeah, centers need more love.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna have a real topic one day about what's the most important position on the offensive line.
I just feel like the Colts really are cursed.
Yeah.
They keep getting linemen. They keep paying them. They keep doing the right things. They draft well.
Here's the thing. That's what everybody was saying though when you're
curse of
thinking
luck?
about Carson Wentz. It's like the guy's broken. He's like Tony Romo. You know, something's always hurt. He's great. He's talented. He's you know, he had a great year that he was almost MVP and then got hurt. And then, you know, the funny thing is that like Nick Foles is right there in the shadow probably again. You know,
Marcus
it's
Mariota.
Well,
needs
Phil
to get-
Rivers is like, oh, I'll come out of retirement.
yeah, he's home with all 9 of his kids.
So
You
you
know,
mean
it's
19?
like take me
his-
back,
his
somebody.
AAU team?
He said he's focused on coaching
Yeah, he has a fucking
his own family.
He has
his
an
own
AAU,
team.
he has an AAU team at the house. They could honestly just start up an LLC. The Riverboat Gamblers.
He's like, he needs more kids. He's at 9, he needs 2 more. You know, it's like pair of tackles, all right?
He has fucking 11 formation almost.
Almost, man. He's almost there.
They're gonna run
He
the
can
wing
play
team
A-man football.
easily
Yeah.
with the backup, like
But
create the next late Vander Esch.
but realistically, like, what are their options right now? Quarterback, you know, is
Trading for a backup.
trading for a Yeah.
RG3?
RG3 would be nice.
that would be
Apparently, since he's running a 4.240.
yeah, it's not bad.
I don't know who else.
RG3, Mariota.
Whoever loses the Saint job,
Whoever is left on the Dolphins.
Drew Luck.
Is Matt Moore still in
Drew
the
Luck.
league? No, he's a starter. Is Matt Moore still in
Teddy
the league?
Bridgewater then?
Teddy Bridgewater's.
See what you did there? See what you did there?
But I mean, like, if they're both bad, they're both gonna have to play. So
Is Denver even relevant whatsoever this year? I mean, they got
They
the
have a
Chiefs, they got the
quarterback,
Chargers,
Courtney
they got
Barry.
the Raiders to play.
According to Barry, they're not that far if they have a quarterback.
Everybody has to stay healthy though.
You said they would win a Super Bowl if they had Aaron Rodgers.
They would, and it wouldn't be close. Because like even if their defense was trash, okay, I have Aaron Rodgers and Jerry Judy's gonna shit on you. I have a tight end who runs almost a 4.4. And
What about Cortland Sutton? Anything from
Beast?
Beast?
Even though he comes back
Alex
from the
Smith
torn
is still
ACL,
out there.
they have a running
Alex
game.
Smith is retired and
Josh
broken.
McCown, Blake Bortles.
Josh McCown needs to stay retired.
Yes, he does.
No,
Blake Bortles, I guess, is your best.
Gardner
option.
Minshew, but you're not going to trade in the division to get Gardner Minshew.
Yeah,
Because we know he's not beating out Trevor Lawrence. We know.
no whatsoever.
Everyone knows that, right?
Where's Brissett?
I think still the Colts, maybe.
Miami.
No.
He's Miami.
Miami.
He's not coming back. Why would he come back?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
State
not saying
tax.
he would, but if he gets traded for
Indiana, Miami.
Right.
I mean,
yeah, I mean, there's not really a lot of options.
Bortles
CJ
might-
Beathard,
Bortles might get
but he's in
traded.
Jacksonville.
Bortles is on the Packers, right?
Bortles is a free agent.
I thought he was on the Packers.
He got cut, I think.
Oh yeah, because they got love.
Oh, they have Brent Hundley on the roster. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's not happening. Yeah, the cupboard's kind of bare for QBs.
Yeah. It's all used up and torn up and done up.
He's gonna probably have to get Mariota. That's the best bet.
Mariota or any Foles again.
Mariota, because all he has to do is hand the ball off and throw it up to tall ass Michael Pittman Jr. and get the ball to T.Y. Hilton.
But he couldn't even do that with the Titans.
But
And
the
he had-
Titans weren't that great. Let's be honest. The Titans of Mariota's era were not the Titans of right now.
Yeah, but they turned it around big time after they benched him.
Yeah, but it's
They
also,
weren't that far off from where they're
That's a
at
different
now.
team. It's a different team. It's not fair.
Kind of, sort of, but not
They're a
really.
much different and better team.
Kind of, sort of, but not
Derrick
really.
Henry wasn't really even getting the ball like that.
Which is crazy.
So it's like you can't compare those two. And he's been humbled in Vegas.
I guess.
I would do it, and then I would immediately sign RG3 as my backup to Derek Carr. Be like, hey, he was a better player in college than you.
All right.
He's
So,
also devoutly religious. Everybody loves him, and he has a Heisman.
so to wrap
Keep
up,
fucking around. I'm gonna put RG3 out there.
the let's talk about it segment. What are your final comments on Madden ratings?
Yannick and Ngakwe.
How does he have the same rating as Cleveland Farrell?
How
That's
does
crazy.
Clelin Ferrell even have a 70 rating?
You're fucked up.
Serious question. Because
I mean,
I
he
looked at
hasn't
some of the
gotten
worst ratings
worse.
on the game. Some of the ratings on the game was like a 38, bro. Some people in this game have a fucking 38 Madden rating or 28. I'm fighting the person making that. Like, you watched my college career. I made it to the league, and you hate me that much? Like, oh yeah, and they hosed Jason Owe on his 40 time, of course. They gave him an 89 speed rating, but I watched him run a 4.37. Michael Parsons, like, a lot of cats
Bro,
have
how the fuck the
Casey-
Chiefs have 3 players over a 98?
Casey. That's easy. I just named
The
Tyreek
Packers
Hill.
have 3 players over a 96.
Jerry Alexander is a 95. And like Casey Hayward's an
So they have
86.
4 players over a 95.
Casey Hayward is an 86 overall. That's pretty good.
Damn. And the
86.
Chiefs have Mateo. So that's 4 players
and the
over
QB
95.
ratings are very disrespectful.
Like
To-
what?
Like Derek Carr is like barely above. Like he's below Kyler Murray, but he's like barely above Trevor Lawrence.
Ooh.
Jared Goff's like a fucking 77.
I mean, he plays for the Lions now.
That's so disrespectful.
That is
bro.
fucked up, though.
That's a
I mean-
fall from grace if I've ever seen one.
Do you really think he's going to do anything in Detroit?
But 77,
Yeah.
he's been a Pro Bowler. I mean, I know he throws for a lot of useless yards and doesn't win, but that's like disrespectful.
Yeah. I mean,
And he was the number 1 overall pick.
Bro, how did he lose? Like, come on. I think Fitzpatrick has a higher rating than him.
Fitzmagic.
Yeah. The Fitzpaxter.
Fitzpaster.
The fucking Fitz lumberjack, whatever. Like, whatever he wants to be. But, like, he should be the team captain.
Fuck, how's Ryan Tannehill at 87 and Justin Herbert's at 80?
That was disrespectful.
How is Derek Carr better than Justin Herbert?
You see what
Tell
I'm saying?
me how.
In 87, bro.
How is Kyler Murray better than Justin Herbert?
Kyler Murray is.
Mm.
He rushed for over like 10 touchdowns. He's like insanely fast. And he's 5'9".
Yeah, but
okay, but I guess
throwing heat from the pocket.
I'm fine. I'm fine with his 82, but Justin Herbert should be an 83, 84, 85, 88. Honestly, he should be an 88. Bro. He fucking throws the ball like probably only 3 other people in the league,
which is why his passing attribute should be a little bit higher. 93 arm strength, which is all right. But like they nerf QBs in this game, but then they have dudes like with 88 speed ratings. But Lamar Jackson is a fucking cheat code. He's not fair. He has like 96 speed.
Damn, Jared Goff is better than Joe Burrow.
That's realistic.
They have the same rating, but
I see no problem. Okay.
Cam Newton's better than Jimmy.
Cam Newton got disrespected in this game.
Ryan Fitzpatrick's worse than all the guys we just named.
What, 72?
Yeah.
Bro, I just need to know. Like Nick
Ratings just don't make sense.
They're bad.
They just don't make sense.
They're all over the place and they're bad. Deshaun Watson is much better than Ryan Tannehill. There's a wide ass gap.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, like I said, how can you not make? He's the most disrespected best QB we've ever had in league history. Nobody's been this great and this disrespected. How the fuck is he not a 99? After what he did last year, 48-3 or 48-5, whatever it was. Like he's lost no athletic ability. And he has like what, a 78, 80 speed rating. He's mobile.
Yeah, man.
He hasn't declined in performance. That was his best statistical year ever. And he got a 96. Brady's not a 97. That's some bullshit.
Honestly, I think it might be better if they just kind of went with like a fucking ranking almost more like so than
OP. Like this much this dude is worth value, like a point system.
Like
tokens.
Like these guys are average. And then everyone else above them is like this much above
game
average.
changer.
Yeah.
Game changer.
Yeah, like something like that.
Sporadic
where it's like
star.
Where it's like more like, hey, because right now it's like, yeah, these guys are average players or B players, but
they have outstanding athletic ability.
It doesn't make sense.
They're raw talent.
It doesn't make sense.
It's like if you gave Reggie Bush like a 78 rating on Madden as a rookie. Dog, did you not see what he did in college? Did you not see his skill set on display? He was 87 and deserved to be an 87.
I just think what I'm saying
could have been a 90.
What I'm saying though is like if you have the number one speed at your position, then you should have a 99 speed. Like if you have a number 2 speed, it should be more like that.
That's
like
what I'm
based
saying.
Ranked on your position.
If 4 guys run 4 240s, how are you not a 99?
If you're the fastest guy at your position, then you have a 99 overall speed because you're the fastest guy at your position.
Why is John Ross not a 99? Like,
but
he was injured, but he never got like he's still fast. He
and
went
then
from like a 98 to 96.
And 95. Then that way it's like it just makes more sense. Like, oh, okay, this guy's faster than that guy. This guy's faster than that guy. This guy throws better than that guy. This though, because right now it's just like all over the place. And it's like, well, how can you say that guy's better than him if he had better stats? Or how can you say this guy's better than that guy if he was drafted higher than him? Yeah. Like,
college football had the best ratings because there were literally like 30 dudes who were 99 overall for their team, as they should be.
All right, so with that, let's go ahead and segue into college football.
All right, this was going to be quick, but pretty much
that's what he said.
That's what she hoped it would be, but it wasn't.
No, it went on forever.
Yep, it's my turn now. that was dark. But yeah, so pretty much the powers that be are like, oh hell no, we have a Thanos contingency on our hands with the SEC unanimously letting in Texas and Oklahoma for 2025, which is really 2023. They'll be back around the same time as the XFL. or the next spring football league that pops up.
You just had to put in the XFL. Somehow.
It's your last episode. I had to do it.
Just had it. Like he had.
You go back and play touchdowns and tangents
margins,
bingo.
the slimmest of margins to sliver it in, and there it was.
Hey, Eric. When you think about us from time to time and you're listening to past episodes, I want you to click on our profile where it says touchdowns and tangents bingo. And when you listen back to what I just said when I mentioned the XFL,
there's a little tick.
They're like, fuck yeah, I just won. You're playing your wife one-on-one in touchdowns and tangents bingo. They're like, boom, that's a fucking 2-point answer.
I can imagine my wife listening to this. She's like, you guys really talk about that? It's like, baby, no, that wasn't me. Yeah.
It's all scripted. Like they actually like literally read off a teleprompter. Shout out to Michael. But like damn, he just gave me a 3 fucking point sentence. I win.
Be grounds for divorce if we listen to the show together.
Now that's the grounds. That's the grounds for mediation.
Grounds for mediation.
You get closer
for arbitration. Grounds for arbitration.
You get closer. Like okay, fuck, that really was a phase. You know what? We'll just start over from here. But nah, it's. I mean, the Big 12 pretty much is just like or not the Big 12, but all the other conferences like the Pac-12. They're like, fuck that. We're not letting them get a fucking super stranglehold on the college football playoff. We shouldn't expand the college football playoff to 12 teams because you're just going to put 10 SEC teams in it, and then nobody else is ever going to get in. That's a fucking monopoly. We can have a monopoly in the top 4 and add dollars for bowl games. We can do that, but we're not doing that because then the Big 12 would be the fucking whack.
Yeah. Well,
the Big 12 is the whack.
The Big 12 isn't even 12 teams. It's 10. This is why people think everybody in the South is fucking stupid.
Isn't it 8 now?
Yeah. It's the old Big 8.
Well, think about,
but none of them are big.
Think about if this makes sense with this moves. I mean, as we're seeing that these divisions are being overridden by the SEC. Now it's probably going to do what you've been saying for months. It's going to force these other conferences to merge into bigger conferences.
PC3.
But what if they were to do that into there's 4 major conferences now? That's just all the teams in the NCAA, and then they all have their own tournament, and then those or they have their own championships and I think and the best records go to the best 4 and go back to a Final 4 playoff.
Revenue dollars and why the fuck would I respect an undefeated Cincinnati over a 1-loss Oklahoma?
At some point, the NCAA has to step up and actually do something
and disband things.
Either they're going to do that, or they're just going to lose all power, and it's just going to be a free for all, and the conferences are just going to be the king.
Like, you guys are stealing money at the NCAA
because they're trying. Because basically, what they've been trying to do is they've been trying to do the whole federal versus state government. Like, hey, you conferences, figure it out. But it's like, no, dude, like, why do you guys even exist? Nobody even knows anymore because now you don't even have amateur rules to fucking slap us on the wrist about every other week.
You punish people you legally had no power to punish.
So, like, what are you actually going to be in the future, NCAA? Like,
there's rumors of Florida State going to the SEC or Clemson.
Yeah.
Why?
Why not?
I mean,
so they can all be 6-4.
Trade a team.
So they can all be 6-4, 6-3.
Florida State.
Just play a fucking NFL schedule at that point, just amongst U12 teams, like,
or just go to a weaker conference and beat the shit out of them.
Which is the ACC. That's what
the Big East used to be. Remember?
And the ACC.
The ACC just merged instead of them.
Yeah. So if anything, if you're gonna do that, then just have your own fucking super conference and just play amongst each other, like.
Right.
The regional will have the 4 regional champions because we know
like high school.
UConn's never going
just
to
do
win
it like fucking high school then. Like, hey,
high school's corrupt though.
But I'm saying like, oh,
California
we have
sports.
Division 1 champion, Division 2A champion,
but
Division
if you're
3A champion,
but if you're Division
and then
8,
like the top 4 division champions fucking play each other for the playoff of the actual national title.
But what if you're a Division 8 champion and then
I'm sorry, you're fucked.
No, you're Division 8 champion.
I'm sorry.
And you play a fucking
you don't get in.
Division 2A team and you win.
You don't get in. You don't get in.
Don't get in.
You don't get in.
But what if you can beat that?
You don't get in.
Like in that case, Lawndale would have never played Sierra Canyon.
You don't get in.
And they beat Sierra Canyon. That never happens under the circumstances. That means that we have a transfer issue. Like what high school's a shit show, bro. All these kids moving around,
that's what I'm saying.
schools.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
college has to be some form, have some uniformity, or else you really can't justify the NCAA's existence.
That's
at
where
all.
the NCAA is
they
at.
almost
That's
like,
where they're
you
at.
guys are kind of
That's where
peddling and
they're
hurting
at.
children.
That's where they're at. They got to figure out what the
High
fuck
school-
they're going to do. They got to do something.
High school's like, we're recruiting you to come to the school because we're actually trying to win.
Because they're kind of like, oh, like, hey, just let them all sort it out. But what they didn't anticipate was all the bullies getting together and just being like, yo, let's just fucking terrorize this whole shit together.
Because with the Big 12, it's been
And they were, and now the
Texas and
NCAA is like,
Oklahoma the whole
oh
time.
shit, our worst fear.
the prisoners are they stop fighting each other and then they're talking and huddling. They're realizing they have sentience over us.
Pretty much. Yep. That's exactly what's
It's
happening.
like if the Council of Kang just said, let's just all be evil. But like for real, if you look at this and like the Pac-12, like what can the Pac-12 do? Like they're gonna have to gang up and squad up with all the teams in California. That's what I'm saying. Like I was talking to DP when we were at the
But even
showcase,
if you get Boise and San Diego
they're
State
keeping
and Fresno
the states
State
on the West
and
Coast.
San Jose State, and what else? What's the other one you want? BYU 5?
Yeah, I mean BYU, they don't really have to.
What else? Utah?
San Diego State. We'll take New Mexico. We'll shovel some JUCO kids to New Mexico,
Nevada?
and they'll win 7 or 8 games. Nevada's like
UNLV.
Wyoming.
Wyoming.
Bro, but
just
none of
produced
those
Josh
teams,
Allen.
none of those teams are living up to the booster money.
Doesn't
of
matter. And
fucking
Vanderbilt
Texas
is.
A&M
Vanderbilt
or
is.
TCU. Vanderbilt is because it's Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt's trash in football. What are you talking about?
Why do you think they still exist?
Okay,
Money.
we're not. That's blue.
Vanderbilt.
That's blue blood.
What is their
we're
fucking
talking about? That's a
Vanderbilt
different
is
conversation.
beyond blue blood.
Removing the pole.
Vanderbilt.
It's slavery
Vanderbilt
money.
is
It's slavery money.
red, white, and blue money.
Yeah, and it's slavery money. Bottom line is, but that's 2 different conversations we're having. Now, I'm only speaking on the concept of if I'm a 5-star recruit, like the Malachi kid,
Vanderbilt is one of those schools where it's like
change your life, yeah.
where it's like they compete in everything just because they have money.
Yes, I get that. I understand.
So they can pay to
But
be
they're
in the
never
big
beating-
competition.
They're never.
Yeah, but guess
beating
what?
Alabama.
Guess what? They can say that they're playing Alabama. They can say, "Oh, we're there," and that's all those fucking kids want. That's what they're paying for, is just to
Bro.
be in the building.
USC.
Like, oh yeah, I didn't go to Ivy League, but I went to Vanderbilt.
UCLA is
Okay,
one of
that's
the
cool.
most competitive.
Like, okay, that's a
UCLA
competitive
competes in everything, too.
program.
The only thing the difference is that Pac-12 schools they lost.
No,
some of
there's
their
a
baseball
big difference
programs.
between UCLA and Vanderbilt because UCLA is a publicly funded school and Vanderbilt is not.
Okay, I agree, but UCLA has legends littered throughout that school. I mean,
And what I'm
they
telling you
murdered
is
a Black
Vanderbilt
Panther
doesn't
there.
need that because they got money.
Okay, I get that.
So what I'm telling you is Boise State,
UCLA has earned the
Boise
right to
State,
be
San
in the
Diego,
Pac-12.
Fresno State, all those
Mr. Warfield.
schools, they won't.
They were producing more NFL talent than a lot
They
of
don't,
Pac-12 schools.
but they don't match up as far as
And other things
the
they do.
money, the grades.
Bro, it's the West
all that
Coast.
shit.
It's location. Location matters out here. Like
It does, but I'm just telling you,
Nobody
it's
gives a
not going to
shit.
hold up,
how
bro.
many bummy ass people are out here in LA right now, and you think they're rich and famous? They're broke with 10 people living.
I'm just telling you what's going to happen, bro. A fucking team with wins against all the Arizona teams or all the California teams
He's gonna play UConn in a bowl game.
is still going to be below the team with wins against all the Texas teams or all the Florida teams.
which is why you can't let that.
So making that conference just makes them cannibalize each other. Like at least they can have their own
ad
shit.
dollars.
You can go to Utah.
You keep the
You
money.
can go to Colorado. You can do your own shit
Yeah,
and be a player and make it to the league and
but
be a part of the school and all that
it's
shit.
about revenue. If Wyoming was a profitable,
But I'm telling you,
football
giving
team
those teams
when
more
Josh
L's,
Allen was there,
I'm telling you, giving those teams more L's, as in them beating up on each other,
it won't matter.
is not going to be more profitable for them. It's going to be less profitable,
And
and more. They're going to lose
San Jose
players,
State is better than,
and they're going
a
to
couple
lose
Pac-12
more
teams right
players
now.
because they're
How?
bro. Players aren't going to be like, oh,
Nick
I want to
Starkel's-
go there. I want to go there to just play because I just want to play my
Mid-level.
regional teams.
Mid-level.
Mid-level regional teams. No, the best players are going to get trapped in trying to go somewhere in the SEC because that's where all the big teams are.
And they transfer out.
And then they're going to end up transferring out and be and fucking
a pretty good talent at
Kentucky. Like, I don't know.
You realize Nick Starkel, who went to Texas A&M, is the starting quarterback for the Mountain West champion San Jose Spartans, right?
What is your point?
Like, those schools just have to win 8 or 9 games every year to the point where they can at least get ranked. Bro,
I'm telling you, though, they're not going to get 8 or 9 wins
Let me
against each
finish.
other, though.
Okay, let me finish. That's not the point. If you're a part of a strong conglomerate conference, you can now go play a school like Central Arkansas.
But what I'm telling you is like the San Jose's.
They can fuck off a win against UConn.
Them adding fucking 3 losses versus USC and Oregon and whatever other Pac-12 team happens to be good that year. A combination of either Colorado, one of the Arizona teams, UCLA, or a random Washington or Oregon team.
You know, a lot of those schools will just play the Big Sky Conference.
But what I'm telling you
They'll
is
just be in the same place.
Those teams getting those extra 3 or 4 losses is not going to help their recruiting. It's going to make it worse.
Bro,
because it's no longer
take L's.
Bro, you got to think about it.
They get high paid L's.
You got to think about it though. It's like, do I want to be a 4th string at Oregon or a 2nd string at Oregon? Right?
If you win, you get a bowl ring.
Or do I want to go and be a 1st string at San Jose State and lose to Oregon?
But you still won a bowl ring. You still
lost to Oregon.
You still won the Mountain West.
You still got clapped by that other dude from across the city who took your starting job at Oregon. And he clapped your shit at San Jose State. And you ain't getting a bowl game because you 6-6 and you a small school and you ain't bringing in no TV revenue.
Mountain West will get it. They had teams that
That's why the Mountain West exists. So that those teams can play each other and get their 8 and 9 wins and compete amongst each other.
Explain Conference USA.
Same shit, but on the other side of the country.
Midwest, but
yeah.
If you think about it, they're still a thriving conference because Houston was ranked at one point. They have star talent. They produce NFL talent.
I'm not saying they're bums. I'm not saying they're sorry.
They have value in more than just wins and losses.
I'm saying the point that you're making is like they'll be better altogether. And what I'm telling you is I think
strength in numbers.
It'll be worse because they'll just be eating each other up.
The SEC
like if anything, maybe there needs to be a 3rd conference of just the super teams, and then you kind of have, or maybe create an offshoot conference, like a conference of conferences.
No. That's a hat on.
I mean, that's pretty much what you're saying. That's what the PC3 is. The PC3 is a conference of conference.
Regional. It's a regional super conference.
That's what you're saying, a conference of conference.
What do you think SEC is? A regional super conference.
That's what you're saying. Yeah, that's what I said.
Hawaii's not winning any national titles, but guess what? Some of the best players in college football were highly.
Why do you want to see them go 4-8? Why do you want to see that? Why do you want them to happen?
If you have elite talent, you can win anywhere.
But what I'm telling you is, why do you want Hawaii to play USC every year? That's what you want?
That's money. That's
you want them to play every other year. That's what you want them to play every year.
The game don't matter.
Is it though? If they get their ass beat, if they get spanked,
they've been getting their ass beat.
If they get spanked,
they actually won a bowl game last year.
But I'm saying, if they
nobody remembers their losses,
if they get spanked by USC every other year, is that helpful for the recruiting?
What is the expectation?
That's not helpful for the recruiting here. You know that's not helpful for the recruiting.
I agree. Okay, and did you play an undefeated team in high school? I sure didn't. Was it still the shit? Was it still your Super Bowl when you guys went as far as you possibly could? Yes.
I guess.
There's levels to it, bro.
All right, finish your college football.
Bottom line is, like, nobody's expecting Hawaii with the resource and everything going on and people leaving there to be a national power. But national eyes, global eyes, recognition on you is exposure can be almost everything sometimes. You can give somebody a little bit of exposure and they might not blow up because of that exposure, but they blow up from what they learned from it. That's all I'm saying.
People already don't watch the fucking Pac-12 games at 7 p.m. So now you want to put,
you know what's better than Pac-12 games at night?
You want to put fucking Hawaii versus fucking
San Jose State?
No, you want to put Hawaii versus Arizona? Washington State, bro.
Yeah, it's a bowl game matchup. They got polys.
You're
on
not
both
even
teams.
watching that.
Mexico
You're
ball.
watching the
That's how I
fourth
am.
quarter. You're watching the fourth quarter
I'm
and some
watching
highlights on
I'm
Sports
watching
Center. That's why you smiling.
Never know.
That's why you smiling.
First off, that
You
game
watching
wouldn't
the
be on
fourth quarter.
that game wouldn't be on Sports Center 1. It'd be on ESPN 2, and they'd be playing it and the Pac-12 network if they can get that right. Like, which
You'll
by the way,
catch the
nobody can find.
rerun up when you get off
I
of
catch the
work.
rerun exactly, and I watched the whole thing too
After you already
With
know
less-
who won and that the score was close, then you'll watch the rerun.
for scouting purposes.
Yeah,
Come on now.
All right, finish.
But anyway,
Whatever.
hey man, how's New Mexico gonna go on TV?
Rare.
Would you rather have TV dollars and you getting your ass beat, or you getting your ass beat in the woods and nobody saw it, but you know you
Get
got
my
your
ass beat in the woods. No one saw it.
Nah, but you know you got your ass beat and you broke.
I take the money.
That's what I'm saying. So that's like Logan Paul. Yeah, maybe they will whoop my ass, but I still got paid.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Perception is everything. That's all that matters.
There's no perception when nobody's already watching the Pac-12 games,
They are though.
and they have.
You know
like,
what's better than watching Pac-12
rivalries
games?
and shit.
Talking shit about watching Pac-12 games on Twitter. Pac-12 After Dark is lit. It's like the non-black version of Black Twitter, but for shitting on the Pac-12. That's what Pac-12 After Dark is. Hashtag. It's wonderful. Fire Clay Helton. Hashtag. Wonderful.
Okay, finish your college football segment.
Damn.
Jesus.
And it'll help recruits get their shine on, but you know.
It's really not, bro. It would
is.
really be
It is.
worse.
It
It would
is.
really be a lot worse.
Okay, that's why De'Aaron King went from Houston as a Heisman contender to Miami, and he's getting banked now. But okay, small schools don't matter. Cool. Boise State was a small school too.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying small
It
schools
is.
getting their ass beat by big schools doesn't matter.
So that means the Big Sky Conference is totally irrelevant, and all those kids just stop playing football.
no, if anything, I'm saying the opposite. I'm saying that makes them more relevant because they're actually winning and actually playing relevant
Name
competition.
3 Big Sky schools.
Not just trying to play big teams for fucking
for
clout.
paydays.
Yeah.
That's how you keep the lights on in some programs.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. No football team, no athletes there, no education, no academic
All right, finish your
resources.
fucking college football segment.
Or else we could just say college is useless. Are we gonna go on that route and say college is useless? Yeah, see, something to think about. But
I don't know
yeah.
where you got that from that, but go ahead.
Well, if there's no point in college football, then there's no point in going to college.
I never said there's no point in college football.
I can take you down a fact pattern. Oh, shout out to my little sister in the group chat. I can't see what any of that shit says, but all right, cool. So yeah, Quinn Ewers, it's official. He's skipping his senior year of high school to go to Ohio State and get mad name, image, likeness money for being the top QB in his class for his senior year, even though he's not going to play any high school football. So yeah, kudos to him. He's going to get his bag because in Texas they don't allow high school kids to make money off their name and likeness. So you're going to see a huge exodus of people out of Texas. Just watch.
Poop.
Also, former Heisman winner, Pro Bowl QB Rookie of the Year, RG3 is going to be a college football analyst for ESPN. That's in the college football.
You could have put that
RG3.
in touchdown and turnover.
I could have, but
Well, it's just a statement. It's not a question.
he's covering
it's
college
not
football.
a topic. It's just a statement, a headline.
He's covering college
guess.
football. That's the end of the story.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, when we said something stupid about Baylor or Texas,
Then he gets offended. You don't like RG3 when he gets mad.
he's in touchdown or turnover.
Well, take or tangent now. Cowboys' most highly valued team. NFL revenue up 14% overall.
The Cowboys are consistently the most valuable team. And when shit, they're proof of why my argument for college football situation was totally right.
We got to think about it. Like Jerry Jones taking that franchise to what it is to being the moneymaker. Because some franchises don't make money at all.
Well, when he
Packers
inherited
lost
it,
$38
they were
million.
bankrupt.
Yeah.
When he came in, like he didn't just come in and they were fucking. He built that pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at this article, the chart over here off of Forbes and everything is worth $6.5 billion. He got it for $150 million purchased back in 1989. and now it's worth 6.5 billion.
That's money that'll make everybody's family in this room rich.
Well, he basically created an operations that was so good he scaled it to the rest of the NFL legends.
Hmm.
Like that's what it is. Like he created our operations
And it's
baseline for the whole NFL.
Yeah.
wonderful. Brilliant.
But yeah, this is an interesting one. It's like where it says revenue per fan, $55 per fan. And think about it. What does AT&T do? Like 70,000 people a weekend? That's insane.
And it's like 120,000 seat stadium.
Is it 120,000?
What are they spending $55 on?
Tickets, parking.
No, that's
Popcorn.
not. That's revenue. That's what they're spending when they're there. So that's already past tickets.
Streaming?
Past tickets
Okay.
when they're in this stadium.
Yeah, it's concessions. It's going to be merch. Basically, that's
They're
I
it.
wonder how
buying
much
season
the
passes.
food is there.
That's
That's why I'm asking. I'm just curious.
expensive as fuck. But also,
I mean,
like,
it might not
amazing
be. It's
options.
Texas.
No, but like it might be expensive, but it's amazing options. Like a fucking deep fried, pulled pork, fucking cotton candy mix. I don't know.
Well, just to throw it out there, the top 5 most valuable teams: Dallas Cowboys at 6.5, the New England Patriots at 5 billion, the New York Giants at 4.85, the Los Angeles Rams of 4.8 billion, and then the WTFs at 4.2. Or rounding out the top 5.
I just want to point out that the Patriots women's football team, Robert, why am I spacing on his last name? The Patriots owner, Robert Kraft, got them a jet to go to their women's football league championship, and they beat the shit out of the team and came back as champions. So even their like minor league teams are winning titles.
I think it's crazy because what is it? The Raiders, they just lost like 3 or 4 people from their like finance department.
Yep.
So
And their president.
we'll see what happens there. As far as like
Investigation.
Yep. Either
Basically.
harassment or
I can't wait to see the documentary 20 years from now.
money laundering or something. Like
Vegas was founded by the mob. Just saying.
Right. Now you got a football team there.
crazy.
I mean, think about it, looking at
there.
the Forbes with the Raiders, worth 3.4 billion.
And they lose.
It was purchased in 1966 for $180,000. And then their revenue per fan, actually a little bit on the higher side, $34 per fan.
Well, and Al Davis basically like fucking skullduggery himself into owning the team.
Yeah.
Do what you gotta do sometimes.
Like the owner did not want to sell him the team, but the owner just like came on hard times and
they capitalized.
Yep, pretty much.
What if Al Davis like made the situation so that person's life got just worse and worse and worse?
Nah, he just didn't like Al Davis. He was like a financial guy, and Al Davis was like a football guy, so they just didn't hit it off.
It was like Moneyball, but in reverse.
Yeah, I gotta reread the book, but
Now none of those teams are in Oakland anymore.
The A's haven't officially left yet, right?
The A's are like when you're in a relationship and you know it's over, but you just stick around. You ain't got shit else to do.
Well, what does it say for being these least valuable teams? Let's just say
Houston Texans.
No. 28 and Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
That's shocking.
And just above that, Arizona Cardinals are at 27. But then 29, Cleveland Browns.
I figured that.
Number 30, the Detroit Lions.
Okay.
We've already talked to Mark.
31,
about that.
the Bengals. And then the least profitable team,
Texans.
Buffalo Bills.
What the fuck? That's disrespectful.
Well, Buffalo Bills were nothing until last year, really,
But
except
Buffalo
for the 90s.
has always had like
They've always had a steady team. They always put together a competitive team.
You know,
team in Canada.
rumor is they want to get out of they want to go to Austin.
They've been trying to get a Buffalo.
That's
for like
disgusting as
20
fuck
years.
to go to Texas from Buffalo. That's sickening.
Right.
Go to fucking Miami or Virginia.
Unless we're coming
The
with some
Virginia
guns.
Bills?
Go to Oakland.
Don't do that.
Go to Portland.
Don't do that.
Go to San Antonio.
Don't do that. That's offensive. That's painful. It's disrespectful.
All right.
Just get out of New York and Jersey.
All right. Well, moving on.
But for real, like, damn.
Tom Brady to attend Peyton's Hall of Fame ceremony. I mean, it's just crazy because he's already he's
That's
won
the ultimate petty, bro.
Yeah,
like I got more rings than you,
I took more rings from you,
and you're about to ride off into the sunset. And I'm still in the sunset. Like I'm still in Club Paradise.
Yeah,
you're right now. Like
Peyton Manning retired 5 years ago. 5 years without Peyton, and then Tom is still just
owning everybody.
And I mean, we said what, one bad season since he's been gone.
I have a Super Bowl for every year you were in Denver.
Damn.
And some.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then with Payne, he's not the reason they won the Super Bowl in Denver. It was, I'd say where before Payne.
He wasn't the reason they won in fucking against Chicago.
Rex Grossman was.
Yeah.
No, Dominic Rhodes rushed for over 100 yards that game.
Yeah, that too.
He was shitting on the Bears defense.
Yeah.
Sharting down. He was nice and Madden for like 1 year, 2 years. Oh, and he played for the Raiders.
Signed him,
See? Interesting how that went. I think Melvin Bullitt played for the Raiders too.
Who knows? I mean, they'll graduate. I mean, the thing is, though, is in 10 years, whenever Tom Brady is inducted to the Hall of Fame, just imagine, they're
gonna have to give him a bust.
I mean, you think? I don't know. The only thing,
Bust.
it's just insane. Tom Brady's just still playing, paying Hill.
They're gonna They're gonna give him not a bust, but just a whole golden statue.
Yeah.
They gotta do some messy shit. Just for
It's like to come into the Hall of Fame in Dayton, you're gonna have to go under a statue of
Canton.
Tom Brady to get into Canton. Sorry, Canton. Yeah.
Dayton has a football team too.
Yeah. All right. Well, moving on. Raiders signed former All-Pro defensive tackle Gerald McCoy and then KJ Wright.
It's like right players, wrong year. Like Melo's a Laker and Gerald McCoy's a Raider.
I think both of those moves,
fear and loathing for both situations.
both of those moves are good, but that tells me that the 4th round pick that you just got and the 4th round pick you just got last year
Edge rusher
ain't doing much, and that your defensive tackle redemption project and
Clelin Ferrell
and Jefferson too is kind of a redemption project because he got a contract and then he got cut.
Solomon
Even
Thomas.
though he had a good year.
At least Solomon Thomas could have a career year.
Yeah, but the fact that you brought Gerald McCoy in tells me that neither of those guys look like starters.
No.
And meanwhile, in the Bay, Arden Key and Mo Hurst look good. So
they need a veteran presence, and Gerald McCoy is like that solidified presence. They're going for pass rushers versus more run stoppers. Think about it. Who's their starting D line going out there?
What I'm telling you is you're already supposed to have that. You already have an 8-man rotation. The fact that you got 2 more,
is it really?
2 more tells me that you're not confident.
Are you comfortable with whoever is?
Yeah, I am comfortable.
Backup?
I am comfortable with the Raiders defensive line, honestly, for the first time in a long time.
Okay, name me their 4 backups. Because Clelin Ferrell's a bust. There's nothing you can say to me that would justify him not being a bust at any position. Edge rusher, he's a bust. D tackle, he's a bust. Defensive end, he's clearly a bust. Where is he not a bust? Devin White had immediate success.
Next subject.
Like
Next segment.
I'm totally okay with this McCoy signing.
He's might not make the roster. And if he does, he probably won't have over 3 sacks.
Speaking of Tom again, Tom Brady says NFL players are ignorant and better wake up after salary cap cuts and NFL revenue numbers revealed.
Kenny better wake up. Gerald McCoy is one of my favorite players of all time, but he missed all last season and was washed 2 years.
He tore his fucking quad, bro.
Exactly. Where does all your power come from? Your quad.
I strained my quad this morning. I was crying for 5 minutes.
Yeah, and you can't. And you just said earlier you can't get in the stands. So
no, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Improvement.
I said I fucked up my Achilles tendon and I can't get.
But yeah, pretty much Tom Brady's right. I think, and as I mentioned with the Raiders stuff earlier, I think there's and Kenny mentioned it with the Packers earlier, like
$38 million they lost.
Like
no fans.
We've already been talking about it for 5 years. Like the youth numbers are going down majorly. I think in 5 to like 10 years, the number of participants has gone down like 30%. And that's a lot, dude. That's 30% of like people who are going to develop, and like people who play high school. Not all of them are NFL fans, but a good amount of them are not only NFL fans, but they're like high quality NFL fans, like NFL fans who buy tickets and jerseys and, you know, talk about football on social media and stuff. Like, they're highly engaged people. So if you're losing that much at the top, very beginning of the funnel, it's not good. And on top of that, like, all other high school sports have gone up. So not only are they losing just people in general, they're also losing like share of overall people playing sports. So I think it is an issue. It was already an issue, and COVID just kind of accelerated it. And the players think like, oh, the NFL's just always been printing money. It's always going to print money. Like, yeah,
But not for you.
ideally, but not necessarily for you. And if you don't do your part and put out a good product, then it's not going to be helpful, because we do know all these other startup leagues can also put some together and get some money going. At the very least, we know that they can do that.
It's more if you don't have proper business and conducting your contracts and getting your money, then you're asked out and you're just playing football to just have fucking trauma. So all you're going to have is trauma and fucked up joints after you're done playing, and no health insurance.
All right, next one.
Then last thing, Jimmy Graham calls out NFLPA over COVID protocols and more.
I didn't hear about this, so you can take this one, Kenny.
Pretty much, he's just like, I'm a grown man. I'm a grown-ass man. Y'all just lie to us and coddle us and treat us like dirt. Like, I've been in this league 12 years now, and with the whole COVID thing, so I'm vaccinated, but if I miss a test, that's a $150,000 fine. The fines are worse now than they were last year. How are you even justified in taking that money from me? You pretty much made vaccines like mandatory. You do all these things with the money. It comes out that the league's making all this money and we're getting pay cuts. And Jimmy Graham was one of the people who notably lost out on money, when he should have been one of the highest paid players, because he was one of the best players in the league at whether it was receiver or tight end for at least 3 years.
Yeah.
3.5. Because when you like, as soon as he got drafted out of Miami, they're like, oh, he'll be special in like 2-3 years.
Yeah.
And he was. So he had a run. And even now, he still is a perfectly fine tight end catching passes. But the problem is he keeps going to places where they won't throw him the ball 60 times a year. It's like, bro, if you have a stallion and you want them to plow the field like a fucking mule, and then when they break down and have problems like a mule, then you're like, why should I just got a fucking mule? You're a lemon. And I'm like, no, you got a race car and you put fucking mud flaps on it. That's what you did. So, yeah, with everything he was talking about, you know, with the NFLPA, has just totally neglected the needs of players and the desires and all the shit that they caved into for COVID and what's going on. He was pissed about it. And it is a turnover because it's like they agreed to this. They agreed to sell off their autonomy for the rest of their careers and the rest of the careers of the rookies next.
Dude, I'm just like, well, the main thing is Richard Sherman said like 5 years ago, be ready to hold out, start saving your money, blah, blah. We hit to a lockout. And then what
Caps aren't ready to do it.
The deal didn't even expire.
Yeah, it was only the rich players that benefited from that, though.
Yeah, but I'm just saying in general, like the players didn't use what power they had, and now they've disillusioned themselves to think they're in the NBA when the NBA actually like put the structures in place to do that.
Yeah.
You guys don't have that yet, and you guys just kind of are expecting it off cloud.
You lost it.
Like literally off cloud.
You lost it. You had the Infinity Stone in your hand. and you fucking lost it. You got punched out by Thanos, and we didn't see you till Tony Stark's funeral. Looking at you, Captain Marvel. That's what you were.
All right, last one. I'll just add this in the impromptu, but
You about to make us cry again.
former Cowboys head coach, now working with the Giants, Jason Garrett, jokingly told a reporter, basically like, "Hey, call me coach. Like, don't call me Jason." So touchdown or turnover, being called coach in today's age.
Do you still call your coaches from high school coach? You don't call them by the first
I
names?
do.
I do. Yeah.
I would, yeah.
Yeah, I can't bring myself to call my high school coach
Ron.
Mark.
Bill.
Hey,
Yeah.
Mark, how's it going?
Hey,
Like,
Bill.
that feels disrespectful. That was not
Mike.
the course of
If
our
I coached
relationship
for
when I
them-
knew you.
If I coach for them, maybe.
Coach Mark. Coach,
But even
I'm not
then-
doing that. Coach Gomez.
But even then, when I coach, I still call the coaches coach.
Yeah.
Like, hey, coach. Hey, coach.
It's a
coach.
built-in respect thing
Yeah.
that we have that I don't think should go away. And I feel like, hey, Coach Maddie, I knew coaches like that. But even then, like, that was the cool coach.
Yeah.
And he would tell you real life shit. He probably wasn't the best player, but he told you real life shit. Like one dude, we called him Aggie. He could have been Coach Aguilar, but it's like, nah, what's up, Aggie? So, you know, it is what it is.
All right. So with that, let's get to our rants. Kenny, why don't you go ahead and go first?
All right, cool.
Since you're the newly vaccinated.
Yeah, my nephew, my nephew, he just keeps getting bigger. He literally grabbed my face. He's grabbing faces more now, but he grabbed my face and like I thought he was gonna like bring me closer for a hug because he does that sometimes. But also he headbutts the shit out of me like repeatedly. Like he'll just throw his fucking head into me. It's funny. Him and my he does it to his mom.
So he's gonna play D-line or linebacker.
I was like, this kid's crazy. He's gonna probably run a fraternity one day. But yeah, he like grabbed my face and he still has sharp nails. So I was like, shit, that hurts. Sorry, I just covered my face, but yeah, he grabbed my face. And then he just ripped my glasses off and throws them on the ground. I was like, oh shit, he's gonna bully kids with glasses too.
Damn.
But then, like, he's gonna end up with a girlfriend who has glasses, and like, he's gonna have a whole new respect for it, and then he's gonna start wearing fake glasses. But I'm gonna make sure they're at least a good prescription one, so nobody can tell or question it. Like, he's gonna have gold frames and shit for no reason, on some Soldier Boy type shit. But yeah, man, I've just been soldiering through the week. Quit my side job because somebody said some real disrespectful shit. And I was like, if I stay here, I'm going to kill you. Like, I'm going to beat you to death with my bare hands in front of a room full of people. Like, this dude kept, like, I made a mistake doing something. Mind you, third day on the job. I don't know where everything is. I don't know where, like, half of everything is. I'm still learning shit. Like, there's shit they haven't even told me that I have questions about. But the training is kind of half-assed. And he even said, like, dude, I'm training you for this position. I don't even actually want it. I want to go back to what I was doing. So I'm just going to train you here and leave you here. And I was like, well, this is a horrible way to train somebody. I already red flags. But I misplaced something. And I'm like, bro, I don't know what the fuck this looks like. You just told me to go get it. And I came back with something else. And he's like, Pinche Gordo. And I was like, all right. I was like, dog, I understand Spanish and I understand insults in Spanish. But he kept calling me Pinche Gordo. He did it for like 2 hours. And I was just like,
Jeez.
That's you being sensitive, bro.
no, I wasn't even like, I don't care about being called fat, but it's the fact that he kept calling me that and my fucking name tag is right here. He never called me by my name, even when I shook his hand when I first met him. He just like was disrespectful out the gate. And I was like, all right. And then he goes, you get one more thing wrong, I'm gonna kick your fucking ass. And everybody in the kitchen just goes, and they're just looking at me, and I'm like, what the fuck you just say? Like at that point, like I had mentally snapped, like, and then the supervisor behind me said something. I was I'm like, I don't know, fuck what this bitch just said. I got close to him. I was like, you want to say that shit again? You gonna do what now? And then when he realized, I'm this dude's taller than me, stronger than me, more reach than me, and could really put his fucking fist through my face. Maybe I shouldn't be such a dickhead. I'm just like, the disrespect. I was like, I'm gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, you weren't a culture fit there.
25 and under.
You got pushed out the culture.
Well, one, I was like the only black dude there.
So yeah, clearly you weren't a culture fit.
Two, I was like, this ain't gonna work. I can do the work, but
because bro, that's how Mexican people are, bro.
Yeah,
I know.
Testing you.
I've worked in plenty of places.
They were testing you.
Yeah, and I passed, but it was like he kept being no.
You didn't pass. You didn't pass.
Nah. He did some he wasn't joking when he did it. He was like blatantly being a dick, and people were telling me he was being a dick. And I was like, all right, I'm not with this shit. Like, I'm a grown ass adult. I will fuck you up. Like, I don't even really need this job. So I'm gonna just leave before I have to fuck you up. Because you're gonna be like, oh, I'm just joking. Like, nah, dog, you was being disrespectful for about 2.5 hours and not even teach me what I'm supposed to know. And then getting mad at me for not knowing. Like, motherfucker, like, I've trained a ton of people, and you know what they'll all say? Like, damn, he was super patient. He taught me everything. Like, he pretty much trained me like, okay, I'm to the point where I don't need your help anymore. Like, but I don't get that from, like, in past jobs. I haven't gotten that. I was just like, okay, here's how to do this, figure this out. It's never like I don't get back what I give to people sometimes. So I'm just like, you know what? That's the expectation I'm gonna just have to live with. I won't get that back. But in this case, I was like, bro, you're being too disrespectful, and I will smack the shit out of you. Like, so because I know me, and I know eventually I'm gonna not think this is funny, because you think you're being funny, but you're not being funny. So let me just remove myself from this situation. And that's pretty much what I did. Because under 25 me would have just fought him right there in the kitchen. Like, it would have been an ass whooping on display. So thankfully, I've become a more even-tempered person in my life, in my older years. So, yeah. I can't wait to fucking get some sleep. I'm tired. And the shot has me feeling woozy.
All right, so this week I got my brothers their last vaccination, so they'll be ready for school.
Oh god! Oh my god! You have to take it. His face is right there. Oh, shit.
Hello, caller. What's your name?
Hello,
Where are you calling
where
from?
Where you calling from, caller? Damn it!
So you're telling me that after 10 weeks of misery at the sundial, 2 hours was too much for you?
It was actually a whole 8-hour shift, but I was like, this dude is just a disrespectful cat. And I don't have the patience that I had back then to not get arrested at a fucking college. I was like, I don't care about getting arrested right now. I will fuck you up and then walk out of here. You still got to pay me. So...
But I think the thing that you're missing is like all the shit that you're saying.
It was a disrespectful situation.
All the shit that you're saying.
Like, you're saying, oh, it's not that serious. But if it was on the other hand, I'd have to have fucking crocodile tears for you in your situations. So, like,
I've been in that situation before hundreds of times.
Same.
I've been hazed millions of times. You got hazed.
No,
that's
hazing.
hazing.
Not hazing.
That's hazing.
Else, it was nobody else. It was just him being disrespectful as fuck and then
that's
trying
hazing.
to teach me shit.
That's hazing. That's the definition of hazing.
Man, I don't have time to be hazed by a stranger who's like 55. He was old as fuck. I will beat the shit out of this dude in front of his family. Like,
yeah, that doesn't sound
I think that's the point,
though, disrespect, though.
I think that's the point, though.
I don't have to tolerate disrespect. Like, I'm a grown ass man.
I think that's the point, though.
I'm not running these games with people.
But that's the point that you're missing is like you will fuck him up, but that's his domain. That's his kitchen. And
it wasn't even his kitchen. He's like not. He ain't in command of shit. He just.
But he was in command of you. That's what hazing was.
I'm not coming in for my shift tomorrow, so clearly you ain't in charge of shit. Now you got to stay there until they hire somebody to put there. But like, my point is like, yo, I'm not gonna be in situations where it just starts with disrespect and then stays that way the whole time, and I'm supposed to be okay with it. No,
what you're supposed to do is take your college degree and get on to the next office job and not deal with that culture anymore.
Bro,
that's what you're supposed to do.
You act like office life is that much better. Like, I get it. We're talking about pay, money, rates, whatever. But like, I don't care what the situation is. If it's not a healthy situation, why the fuck would I stay in it?
Exactly.
But you won't know until you're in that. You're in an
No,
office.
I know. I'm pretty intuitive when it comes to being in horrible situations and knowing when to get the fuck out. Mancini, do you want me to start revealing tea on the air?
All right, caller. What did you want to say?
Well, I had
You
to
were
step
agreeing me in the group chat earlier, you son of a bitch.
Yeah,
Like,
but then
no
you
heel turn on
explained
me
it.
now.
But then you explained it.
Actually,
you made it.
I explained it more in the group chat than I did here.
Nah, it didn't. It sounded a lot worse the way you explained it in the group chat.
It was actually
Yeah,
was
I
worse.
thought a race war was going to.
Yeah, you made it sound like he called you
kinda
the.
was.
You made it sound like he
was.
You made it sound like he called you the N word.
He called me on my ate when he walked away. Like he said shit. He kept saying shit. And I'm like, dog, there ain't a lot of black pepper over here. Why the fuck you keep saying negro? Like, I'm not stupid. I know, like, I read body language. I'm like, you and the two dudes next to you aren't fucking with me. So it's like, all right, bro, before we get into a fight and I get a knife, we all get knives on each other. I'm gonna just fucking leave.
Whoa. Why don't you just raise it with them that it's unacceptable and that you're not here to work in an abusive work environment. You're here to
okay. I'm
that
not
would be mature.
Like
it wasn't a mature situation walking in. What are you talking about? It wasn't a mature situation walking in.
But that's
so
why
would I expect that from somebody?
But why would you stoop to their level?
I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
I just stooped to the level.
You did though.
No, I didn't.
You did exactly what they wanted you to do.
I didn't fire off on anybody.
You walked off. That's what they wanted you to do.
No, I worked the whole shift, but I'm just like, fuck this. I'm out. They actually needed help.
Trust me, the one person I ever knew who I should know, this wasn't an office, who was like that verbally, he was not exactly fit for that situation. And everybody else who was that stressed out never got to the point where they were like, I'm gonna cut you. You know, like that's
how many of those dudes actually have to, like, most of those people aren't like, if they were faced with physical confrontation, they're backing down.
But they're not though. That's just it. They're not faced with any physical confrontation whatsoever. They're faced with exploitation and abuse.
Yeah, but
that's not an answer. That you don't answer that with violence.
Sometimes you have to.
Yeah.
In this case, I wasn't. Yeah, well, hey, that's why I'm like 6 months from now, like this dude's gonna say something, but I'm gonna snap on him because I'm gonna be having a bad day or I'm gonna be tired, whatever. And to just avoid, I don't know, some trouble 6 months down the road, let me just not do this at all. That's okay too sometimes. Sometimes you could be in a situation and you're like, oh, dog, I like you, but you're going to say something really fucking stupid a year from now, and I'm going to blow up on you in a public park. And you're going to be confused for the rest of your life why we never spoke again. So just to avoid all this together, I'm going to just leave. I have better things to do.
All right.
Anyway,
there's nothing wrong with that.
We
anyway,
can
I just wanted to call in and congratulate Kenny on finally getting your first dose of the Moderna vaccine. Pete, Eric, as we learned with Elizabeth Warren, bullying works.
Hashtag white people shit.
Hashtag Kenny got bullied by some Pisces. That's the title of the show this week.
Definitely a Pisces. Get the fuck out of here.
Just remember, man, stay safe, stay healthy. You're not fully there. You're like, I'll put it this way.
I just get murdered by a cop, so I'm really
80% of the way there. And then,
and if you can't take Mexican slurs, get out of the kitchen.
Nah, it's more like if you keep antagonizing me, you're gonna get what you want.
Why do you keep defending yourself? I'm just having a joke. See, you're
not, because I've been in racist ass situations at the Sundial and in other places, and y'all think this shit is funny. But when things have happened to you that weren't even really that fucking serious, and I had your back and I rode for you, all of a sudden with me, it's like, oh no, you're over exaggerating.
Like right now, you're over exaggerating.
No,
I've had
you're kind of underplaying it.
I've had a podcast with you for 240 episodes. I think I've been riding with you for a long time.
Yeah, now we can say that now.
Guess what?
Well, when we didn't know each other, we had to fill the situation out. I felt the situation out.
Don't forget with what happened to you at the Sundial. Don't forget what I did after what happened to you.
You went back.
I did that because of you.
You went back and buddied up with
I
everybody?
made that choice because of you.
You went back and buddied up with everybody?
Went up to spit out freshman $10.
You did. You technically did.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
Hey man, you gotta graduate somehow.
All right, man. This is the longest fucking rants ever.
Dog, that's nasty. I don't even know, Mancini. Can you get Me Too? Like, the Me Too era is over, right?
No.
How did that even get into the equation?
Dude,
your
Did you
references
Me Too
are
somebody?
Like,
all
is
over
our
the
college? Well, what? Did you just call me a cheerleader, fam?
Whoa.
He hung up.
What?
I was like,
he's
you
not
just-
still
who-
there.
Still there.
Did Pete call me a G leaguer? How dare you?
I'm overstimulated right now.
Oh.
All right, man. See, I'm
Finish your
hanging
point,
up on
Mancini.
you.
I don't even know what the point was anymore.
Just stay.
You already said stay safe. You gotta stay
Oh,
dangerous.
okay. Anyway,
Pete's about to hang up on you if you don't say something insightful. And I'm gonna. Okay.
All right. Something insightful. Make sure you get the rest of the family vaccinated as well.
Whoa. Hey,
Hey,
stay in my family's fucking business. All right.
Wow. Wow.
Yo, why you hang up on him? Now he's gonna think it was me. That's fucking. You wasn't gonna call back, stupid.
Yes.
Hey, Pete hung up on you. Pete hung up on you. I was just
My
joking.
finger slipped.
Your finger slipped.
Finger slipped. My bad.
I wasn't expecting
Damn,
to
I
hang
was
up. That
gonna
was
say
fucking-
like I got a family member dies from COVID and I get hung up on. Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why that was such a dick move to Pete to hang up on you. I was like, yo, this is why we don't let Pete run the boards, because he's heartless. He's heartless on the board, man.
I'm just trying to give Eric his fucking time in his last episode. Is that so
That's
much?
true. And we got like 5 minutes left.
Jesus.
Well,
Anyway,
Mancini have to call in and filibuster.
No, you're filibustering, arguing with yourself and us simultaneously. You're literally having a round table with yourself.
you're having a round table with yourself and I can't get a word in edgewise. It's like nothing changes. Kenneth filibuster.
Hold on. We were
Kenneth filibuster Barry.
Damn, and it does start with an F. I was wrong. Last week I did. It started with an F. I was actually wrong,
You said that in a group chat.
and nobody corrected me.
Minor.
And
Why?
nobody corrected me on it. You guys are dicks.
Bro, I did last week.
Nobody remembers when you correct everybody, Mancini. It's true. I'm
My
sorry.
staff does, but
I mean,
okay.
Pete doesn't. Pete does not
But no,
remember.
for real, like make sure everyone else is safe, make sure everybody else gets their vaccines. It's not as great and reassuring as it is that you'll be fully vaxxed in a month's time. It doesn't help when everybody else is also at great risk. So I'm just calling in to do my PSA to make sure the whole Barry group is vaccinated and safe. And yeah, other than that, peace out, guys.
Don't listen
Eric,
to the baby, I guess.
salute to you. What?
Thank you.
Don't listen to the baby.
So to you, if you're ever looking to work on another podcast, you work on my podcast.
Oh yeah, and a new episode of Mars on Life out tomorrow.
You fucking whore. That's what I was waiting for. I was like,
Thank you, Pete. Thank you for that.
All right, man. Now I'm hanging up on you, okay? Now I'm telling you that I'm hanging up, okay?
Later.
Thanks, Ryan.
Peace.
Thank you.
sick.
Yeah, white man really just went on his soapbox.
Yeah. I'm gonna get this out if it kills me. He really
All right.
dropped that line.
Anyways, what I was saying was I got my brothers vaccinated. They're all ready for school. Summer's basically fucking over. Hell week started.
When does school start?
Summer camp start. 2 weeks.
Damn.
Life's coming at me fast.
August
It's been a
already.
lot. I just got back from Vegas. Went out with my old roommate, friend of the show, Rayvon. Shout out to him.
How was Vegas?
It was cool. I
Yeah.
mean, we didn't spend too much time on the strip. We went there like twice and just got turned, basically left.
Did he get married?
Nah, just fucking getaway. He had a private chef though. That shit was awesome.
He's lit.
Like that shit was one of the best meals I've ever had.
Nice.
Like it was worth it. And yeah, you know, I did some Pete shit too. So but yeah, outside of that, man, it's been a crazy week and it's just gonna get crazier. So football season's here, it's starting 4 weeks. With that, turn it over to Eric for his final rant.
Well, what can I say, guys? It's been a crazy year, not just with us being here and letting me go on the mic and doing all that stuff, but just in life with everybody. You know, we I think I came in after the protests in LA, and it's kind of a funny time to come in to talk about something that may not even happen, which was the NFL, football, just life in general. Things going on out there. Life didn't stop. Life changed. Life was completely different for everybody out there, but life didn't stop. And I think one of the biggest things is when I came on here is like, all right, what are you going to do out of these shutdowns? You're going to be, oh, cool, I played all of my PlayStation video games, which I did do. I got some definitely intimate time with my PlayStation. Pissed off my wife, definitely, with some Call of Duty. But you know what? I went out there and I was like, well,
what's next?
Yeah,
beat on my
right. Let's get back into some audio.
I finished Pornhub.
Right, exactly.
And browsers,
and it's just it's all the same stuff over and over again. But you guys brought me in on here, and I remember one of the biggest things we talked about, other than your hatred for the Bears taking Khalil Mack, was definitely just, come out here and don't take yourself seriously. And that kind of set the mantra for what we're doing here. This is entertainment. This is fun. If we're not having fun, whoever's listening and with us, all 5 of you, what's the point?
Does Isaiah count if he's listening? Or is that like half? Because he's only like 2 months old. If you're under a year, do they count you in the Nielsen ratings?
Yeah. Right. But the thing is,
we got a good infant crowd.
It was one thing because I answered an internship with you guys, and I was 37 years, just turned 37 years old, and I was just like, what am I doing another internship, working for free, this thing that I've been avoiding my whole adult life as much as possible. But I came in and then, started messing around with things, started working with things, building a relationship with you guys, getting a flow with this kind of thing, kind of bringing on a different personality.
You learned the whole fucking board.
Yeah. And
forgot about that.
I looked into that. But the thing is, though, if anybody's out there and been listening to us for whatever months, weeks, days, whatever, I've given you guys advice, and something I'll give you all out there is just that don't be afraid to do things, to follow things. Don't be afraid to look out there and risk. I came into a part of here where my life was in a rut, just bored of and sick of working. And like a lot of people leaving hospitality right now are just really, dumbfounded by how crazy people are right now. Like, people are fucking crazy. All right. People are nuts. And so, this helped me expand myself to just do something different as a risk. And I really appreciate it. I really enjoyed it. And then, kind of like what I see from you guys, sometimes this hour or two that we talk about just whatever is kind of like our relief of tension of life, even though we talk about it on air. And so all I can say is, guys, don't think success is something you have to do in a certain amount of time. Some people think, oh, I need to be married at this certain time. I need to have kids at this certain time. I need to have things. This has probably been one of the biggest years of my life. Just everything that's happened, changing jobs that I've had from 7 years, being comfortable and putting myself vulnerable out there. Don't be afraid to risk. And if you fail, especially in your younger years, learn from that. And I don't know if I told you guys when 10 years ago, before I moved to LA, I claimed bankruptcy. I went from a 0 credit score to now owning a house in Los Angeles County. Wow. And so it's just lessons learned. And sometimes if you're in deep, I remember when I first did this decision, I was like, whatever thing I need to do is going to be 5 years. I literally put it on paper. It's like, it's going to take me 5 years. Did it a little bit sooner, but if you don't take one day at a time, you don't take one risk, don't take one opportunity, I should say, jump on your opportunities. If it's something even hard for a couple of weeks, jump on those opportunities. Life doesn't give you as many chances as you think. And then take advantage of it. And don't forget to just enjoy the setbacks as well as the great times. And I really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate you bringing me on here, letting, you know, my personality come out here. And then you also letting me rant off about my Bears and then drastically cutting me off at the same time.
Christian P, killing your dreams.
But learning that too is like, you know, even doing this, you got to take away from fandom and really just bring on the show. So I thank you guys. I learned a lot here and I've really enjoyed this. And it's I'm really sad that I am leaving, but don't get me wrong, I'll call to hopefully come back when things are get a little settled down. But yeah, love you guys. Love this. This has been life-changing. And I really thank you.
I'm not crying. You're crying.
It's an ugly cry time.
Ugly cry.
Well,
is this a cry? Is this a group hug cry?
Well, man, I guess there's really nothing else to say, but shout out to the X Squad affiliate, shout out to FBC Radio, shout out to the Good News Sports, Good News Radio, shout out to your favorite podcast app, and of course, shout out to you, Eric. Shout out to the pups. Shout out to the wife for sharing you with us all this time. And yeah, man, we're out. Peace.
Peace. Thank you.
Salute.
Wait, we're still on video.
I hear. Oh shit! There we go.
The end broadcast.